Good morning, everyone. How is everyone today? Happy Friday. Okay, we're going to do a couple different things here. Actually, I'm not going to turn that on yet. We're going to make something interesting, a couple different things that are interesting. Here we have, and I want to get this started right away, we have a sweet potato, and we're going to do sweet potato toast. So, very interesting. So, you need if you can get like a toast size sweet potato, and then you just stick it in the toaster, then that's what we're going to do. And so, you have to put it in a couple times, and then it turns out pretty good. And so that's an alternative to regular toast, obviously. And while that's toasting, because it takes a couple times, we're going to start working on these onions. And I'm feeling very scattered today. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Good morning. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we're going to work with these onions, and it just feels like everything is very much happening quickly now, and with getting everything in before the hate to say it, before the monsoons start, and we've been blessed, so blessed to have such a beautiful fall and great weather until now. Hey, Manette, good morning. So we've been so blessed to have such really great weather, and really happy about that. I brought in pretty much all of my tomatoes before the rain starts, and I am going to do a overwintering little experiment with the peppers. So I dug up the peppers, and apparently, and you guys probably know this more than I do because I'm not really that good of a gardener. I'm pretty new to it, actually. I'm not new to it, but I'll say I'm not good at it. Not very experienced. It's been I've had limited time over the last 25 years to garden. So this last couple of years has been my big achievement and accomplishment in learning. And I took the course, the gardening course from Alexandra Leupold, which is like, it's like an online course, and okay, so here's the trick to get these little puppies out. Actually, we're going to put them down again, the sweet potatoes, they popped up. Okay, so the online gardening course is like only $39, and she really does such a great job of covering everything, and she works with the biodynamic calendar, and she also has these things called cosmograms, which it's a sacred geometry, and it's a piece of art that she's actually created in sacred geometry, and you put that in your garden, and honestly I think that made all the difference, because then I had a really good garden with lots of things, and that was last year's, and this year has been really, really good too. So anyways, back to my story about the peppers. I'm going to bring the peppers in, and apparently you can bring them in and overwinter them, and you just kind of put them in soil, give them some light. So I have like a really bright spot where I'm going to put everything, and then you just you can let them, well, they have peppers on them, so I'm going to let them keep their peppers for a while and see how far they go to ripen them. But when I was looking on the YouTube, when I was looking on that YouTube, it said that if you're really going to overwinter your peppers, that you need to cut all the leaves off and just leave it like above the, leave some nodes and stuff, but just kind of shorten them down, and then just kind of let them stay dormant for the winter, and then plant them in the spring. And then when you do, the plant is already established, and you'll get more peppers, obviously, because it's an older plant, bigger plant, and will produce more. So I actually grew my peppers from seed this year, which I was so proud of myself. That was like super awesome. And so I was really happy about that, but I'm going to see if I can overwinter these guys. And then also I'm going to, I brought in a lot of the herbs that I grew this year that are specific for, excuse me, for medicinal properties, especially to do with viruses, like a lot of tender herbs that they won't survive the winter here. So I'm bringing those in for the winter too. So I spent a lot of time doing that yesterday, bringing everybody in. And so I'm just gonna give my hand a little wipe here. So sweet potato toast, let's see. You know what? I think it needs one more press down. And so you take these guys, and if you can get them taller, you know, you could cut them lengthways, which is what I should have done because they're going to be easier to get out of the toaster. But that's okay. You know, we'll just tip them over and slide them out, and then you could use whatever you want for them. So speaking of the garden, this is what these guys were hiding. So I do have these huge cucumbers, and I did make a cucumber relish. I'm not sure if I did that with you guys or not, but I did a cucumber relish, you know, with like mustard seed and stuff like that. It's like a sweet relish. And so did that with some of them. And then I thought, what am I going to do with these? Because I mean, how much relish do you really need? You know, I ended up canning like 6 jars of relish. Well, how I don't use it very often on things. So that's going to last like 5 years. So I didn't want to do that with the rest of it. So this is my plan for this one, is to make a dip. So, and I am so not a fan of tzatziki. It's just a little too, I don't know if it's too cucumbery for me. It's kind of watery. It just doesn't do it. So what I thought I would do is thicken up the tzatziki and to you know, make it into a creamier dip, right? That's still, you know, still fairly vegan-ish, and so, you know, non-dairy. And so that's my plan here. So I have a plan. I have not done this before. As you guys know, I do a lot of experimental recipes, and we have a lot of fun working with good healthy foods and lots of vegetables, and we just experiment with on this Facebook Live. It's really all about being social and sharing information that's helpful and that people can use. And if you want real recipes, like 15-minute healthy meals, go to my YouTube channel. There are a couple hundred videos of 15-minute healthy meals that are just the recipe. And this is more like a little social chat. So here's our toast. Pretty. And you can whatever you want to do with this. You can take your avocado oil, which we have some here, and I happen to have, I try and replace my silverware after this little show every day, and sometimes I forget to put other things out. But anyway, so you can just use coconut oil if you want. You can, if you want, you can have it sweet, or you can have it savory, or you can have it whatever turns you on for this super healthy sweet potato toast. And so if you wanted to you just put salt and pepper on it if you want. You know, if you wanted it sweet, you could actually add sweeter. You could add maple syrup to it. The other thing, oh, you know what would be really, really good? And I don't know if I have it right here, but remember I made the apple jalapeno spread. That would be super good. Applesauce, it's like an applesauce with jalapeno peppers in it, and that would be really good on here. So you know what? I'm going to leave these here for you guys to admire and run and grab that. So there it is with the pepper on it. Very pretty. Yeah, so I'll add some Celtic sea salt too. And so this is a really great alternative, and super easy, you know, to just cook your sweet potatoes really quickly. And, you know, it depends on how thick you slice it and that kind of thing. If you wanted to, you could put them in the oven. To me, it's easier just throw them in the toaster, you know, pop it down a few times. I'm going to grab the jalapeno jam here. And yeah, it's just it turned out so good. And with my new little plastic lids with the little rubber rings. And I can't walk with my glasses on. Sorry about that. Anyway, this is the jalapeno. You can see there's hardly any of it left. And so I'm going to put one with this on it just for you to see. Spread that around. And so that has added, you can see the little peppers in it. That has added the spice to it. So you have sweet, you have spicy, and it's just lovely. So I wish I had brought over a little white dish to put that on, but you guys can kind of see what's going on here. I'll lean it up against the toaster. There you go. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, so that is sweet potato toast. Not very glamorous. Sorry, I didn't get my dishes going. Okay, so what we're doing here, we'll put this on the side. What we're doing here is with the onions, we're going to get these guys going. And I think I will put some coconut oil in there too, just to add a tiny bit of coconut flavor, as well as, you know, just to help those onions along. Kind of helps if you have just a little bit of oil in there. I don't want too much. And get these guys going. Okay, so back to the cucumbers. We have, we peeled them. And what I'm going to do, I really don't want the seeds in this particular dip. And hey Kay, good morning, how are you? And I don't see Jane or Darlene, but I'm pretty sure you guys are here. I must have just missed seeing you come on. Okay, well this is not working very well. A couple different ways you can do this. Obviously the way I did it before was I cut it in half and I scooped it out with a spoon. But I thought I might be able to go around, but that's not really going to work. So we're going to use our little coconut oil thing and just try and get these seeds out without throwing them all over me. Okay, easier said than done. Yeah, this is a very old cucumber, but you know what? I don't know what kind they are, but I'm telling you, I showed you guys my cucumber yesterday, my other cucumber, and they're still out there. The cucumbers are still out there, and they're big, and they are not bitter. They are so super delicious. They still taste very amazing, and so I'm definitely going to be saving seeds for that particular type of cucumber. And yeah, I encourage you guys to save your seeds. Like when you come across something like a pepper or a cucumber or a squash or something that's just super incredible, I mean, either way, you should be saving seeds. It's super important right now. I know this past spring, it was really hard to actually get seeds because with the whole COVID thing, people were, I mean, I'm so happy. Everybody went into gardening, right? So it was very hard to get gardening supplies and hard to get seeds for a lot of the time too. So save your seeds. It's really important, and especially if you have old heirloom plants that are organic and, like handed down from person to person. Save those seeds for sure. There's Darlene. You're there, yay! That's awesome. Sometimes I see people come on and sometimes I don't. But it always makes me happy to know you're here. You and Jane. Okay, so just going to cook up these onions a little more. And I probably should have started them more because what I'm after is like, well, it's not specifically really, really good for you, but kind of a little bit caramelized. So that's kind of what I'm after, and that's going to take a little while, but we've got some time. What we're going to do is we're going to put all the rest of this together. So we have soaked walnuts here, and I'm just going to drain these guys off, and we're going to do all this in the blender. We're going to make a non-tzatziki dip. So it's going to be a cucumber dip, but it's not going to taste like tzatziki, if that's how you pronounce it. I think that's how you pronounce it. Because I really just don't like that typical taste. To me, it tastes too much like cucumber. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're just going to get these guys going in here. And the onions really don't have to be caramelized. They can just be, you know, whatever. But I thought it would taste really good if they were. So, there was another thing that I heard about that I do want to try, which would be really good added to this, because we're always wanting to go on, it does. We are so funny on here. One of the things that would be really good in this that I don't have, but I'm going to do with you guys, is you take a can of coconut milk and you put a couple probiotic capsules in it, and you leave it out for 2 or 3 days, and it starts to ferment, and it turns into like a natural coconut yogurt, and that would have been really good in here to add for that creamy flavor. Anyway, I don't have that, but that would be an awesome thing to do. So we'll probably do that next week, which would be really good. Yeah, I'm just wondering about, I put a little bit too much water in there, so I'm used to using water when I cook things. Okay, so what we're going to add to this to also make it creamy, we're going to add hemp hearts. And so hemp hearts, and the other thing, get a clean dry spoon here. Add some hemp hearts. So if you guys haven't worked with hemp hearts, they add the most beautiful nutty flavor. Plus they have your omega-3s, super important. And yeah, and also really, really good source of protein. So we're going to do some of the garlic here too. My garlic just doesn't want to do that. It usually works really good. And then the other thing is, if you do it, oh my goodness, someone took away my voice. I'm going to have another sip of the bay leaf tea. This particular bay leaf tea I put it with my vitality tea, so it has double the immune system properties. So my vitality tea has ashwagandha, astragalus, ginkgo, lemon balm, lemongrass. Lemon balm is really good. There's a little bad piece on this garlic. The lemon balm is very antiviral. If you don't know, it's got a super amazing, lovely flavor, and it's very antiviral. So, you know, if you can use it either in a tea as an antiviral. It's helpful for people that get reoccurring cold sores and things like that. It's very antiviral, and you can also tincture it, and you can take it in a tincture if you wanted to. I had a couple of requests of people wanting to learn how to make tinctures on here, so I wasn't sure how many people. Hey Barb, hi. So I wasn't sure how many people are into tincturing, or, you know, a little bit of medicine making. It seems like I should do a poll, but it seems like most people want to do recipes, and that's cool too. And I do throw some herbal information in here. you know, to help you guys to learn how to help yourselves with natural herbs. Most of the ones that I mention, I try to mention ones that are fairly common in the kitchen, but also there are some pretty important ones that are not common. But anyways, with the lemon balm, you could tincture it. You can use it in a tea. You can, you know, you can use it in a, make a salve with it, you know, because it's very antiviral, but it specifically works with the herpes, like that's what the cold sores are, right? It's like a herpes strain, I guess you would call it. And it really does work specifically with that. And you know, honestly, I'm going to peel a bunch of garlic before I get together with you guys. So you don't have to sit here and watch me peel garlic. On the other hand, it does make me talk about things that you might be interested in when I have to peel garlic. Okay, so I think I will add, these are caramelizing a little bit. I am going to add a little bit of olive oil as well. Just a bit. Okay, not too much. And then I might add a little bit more water too. So lots of people, you know, when they're caramelizing the onions, lots of people add sugar. I'm going to turn this down. And things like that. These aren't particularly sweet onions, but you know, most onions do kind of get a little bit sweet when you cook them. And I don't really want this dip to be sweet, so I'm not going to add that. I just kind of want to caramelize them a little bit. And I know it's sacrilegious, because caramelizing isn't really the best thing for you, but sometimes we just have to eat for flavor. And a caramelized onion will be less detrimental than a lot of packaged processed foods. Okay, so we have our garlic. And hey, Catherine. Hi, good morning. And I want this super garlicky, so I'm going to add 3 big cloves here. And I want it like super garlicky, so I am also going to add the granulated garlic as well. So I want garlic and onion like big time in this dip. Okay, so here are the these things in here, walnuts. Okay, so we've got, I soaked these in warm water about an hour ago, so I just soaked them to, you know, soften them up a bit and make it blend a little bit smoother. I turned this off, and these guys have cooked up just about perfect. And one thing I'm thinking that I often suggest to you guys is when you're making something, always make lots, and then you have a little bit left in the fridge for like another meal. And I'm just thinking to myself, I really should have done this. I should have done 2 onions, seeing as how I'm doing this, and then I would have some in the fridge for another meal. Oh, for these guys, I couldn't even see. These guys aren't even cooked. Okay, well, I'll save those guys for later then, and kind of put them where everybody else is. Oh my gosh, that's the thing with cooking sitting down. It's not really as nearly as effective as cooking standing up, but I do it anyway because it's easier for you guys to see what's going on. Okay, all right, so we're back to the dip. We're going to add some cayenne because I do like spice in it, and that's a fair amount. It's 2 shakes. 2 shakes of cayenne. You can add chili peppers if you really want to go wild. Okay, now did we do anything about salt in here? No, we did not. We did the cucumbers, the hemp hearts, the garlic, the walnuts, the garlic, and the cayenne. And so we will do a little bit of salt in here too. The Celtic sea salt is more of a mineral salt, and so it is much milder in the saltiness than a Himalayan salt. The Himalayan sea salt is quite salty, like almost like a regular salt or a regular sea salt, whereas the Celtic sea salt is more of a mineral base, and so you can use quite a bit of it, and it's not that salty. It's more of a natural mineral flavor, earthier, which I really, really like. Okay, so do we think the onions are done? Do we need anything else? You could add things if you want to spice this up more. You know what would be good? How about triple garlic? Let's do for some garlic minced. Let's do garlic. Okay, so you could go with whatever you want to do. You could add to this. Oh my gosh, so many different spices you could add. Thyme, you could add rosemary, you could add coriander. You could go with cumin. You could add mustard. You could do anything you want with this base. I'm really searching for a garlic onion dip for my veggies, and but you can add pretty much whatever you want. Sky's the limit. Yeah, so what's running through my mind, I keep all these different things here that I use so often, and turmeric would be good, but I don't want to turn it yellow. You know, I just want to keep it traditional for you guys, but you could add turmeric for sure. And when you add turmeric, if you do, you always want to add black pepper, which I might as well go ahead and add some of that anyways. And yeah, turmeric has the anti-inflammatory properties, so it's super, super awesome for as an anti-inflammatory because of the curcumin. I totally lost my train of thought. Okay, so we're gonna wait. I'm stalling for time to get these onions done. Okay, that's probably good enough for these guys. And I'm losing my space here. Okay, turn that off. We're just gonna throw these in. Okay, that's a fair amount, so maybe I won't use them all, but I'm gonna try and get the more cooked ones in there. Okay. There we go. I'll save those for something else. I'll put that guy in. He's a little overdone. Okay. Oh, this one needs to go too. They're talking to me now. I want to go in the dip too. Okay. All right, so we're going to blend this up. And my beautiful lid here. You know what? Monique is right. Sometimes I can really use a tamper, and I didn't, I do have one. I don't know where it is. I never use it. Well, so I'm gonna, well actually it doesn't matter. I can use this end of the spoon because it'll fit down in there. But I guess I should have cut my, my cucumber more because there's no reason for that to not go down in there. Come on, blades, you can do it. I don't really want to add any liquid because, hey, Jane. Oh, you are late. Oh, come on. Seriously? Okay, I gotta put it on high. All right, so that encourages me to try and find my tamper. Or to just get these little... Don't try this at home. Oh God, unless you have a Vitamix. Vitamixes will do anything. You know, I really didn't want to add too much liquid because I want it to be a thicker dip. But I did definitely overestimate the Vitamix's ability to cut up the big, or to grab the big chunks of cucumbers. You know what I might do? Okay, you guys. I think what I have so many of these nice juicy seeds here, and if they're blended up in the, I'll just pick the garlic skins out of them. I'm gonna add some of these cucumber guts. There. And the seeds, because honestly they're gonna be all ground up. And when the cucumbers are little, we eat the seeds anyways, so it's not going to make much difference. All right, so let's see if this does it. Okay, keep those guys down in there. Whoops. Oh well. Okay. Try this again. grab on the side. Sorry about that, you guys. Keep you waiting while I'm blending forever. Okay. Oh, there's an onion. That's okay. We can eat him later, separate. Okay, so that turned out really nice. And it's going to be a fabulous dip for the all and whatever you want, for vegetables or whatever. So we have the triple garlic, and just looking for something to put this in. I'm just gonna kind of do a little switcheroo here, and excuse the messy cuttings, but here we go here. Okay, so it is a little more watery than what I want, but once I put it in the fridge, it will thicken up. And also you could add a little more of the dry thing. So we have some onion, a little bit of onion threads there. It's funny how some of the onions have more threads than others. Anyway, okay, so we have a giant mess here. And but anyway, here is our dip. So this is going to be super good for any kind of anything like carrots, celery, whatever. I wanted a really nice dip, and I wanted a for the people that just came on. Hi, Jane. So I had these huge cucumbers that I didn't know what to do with. Already made relish with them, and I'm not a fan of tzatziki. So what we did was we added the cucumbers to walnuts, ham parts, and we did a triple garlic and cayenne and salt and pepper. And so I am totally going to get a clean spoon and taste this and see if it has the right spice. Wow. It's like all the flavors, like first you taste nothing, and then you taste very mild cucumbery. It's like each flavor comes out on its own, and then the walnuts, and then the spice, like all the garlic and the spice comes out. It's really interesting how the flavor is kind of layered out with the taste. I have not ever experienced that before, so that was a super cool idea. I know Monique has some great big paragraph here, and I'll read that later. It's blending into the white background, so I can't read it. Anyways, I do appreciate all the comments and all of the hanging out every morning, and I really love being with you guys. I hope this recipe was really helpful to use up your old cucumbers, and I definitely encourage you guys to try the sweet potato toast. We have it here, sweet potato toast, for the people that just came on, and I neglected to bring a little plate to show them. Anyway, this is sweet potato toast. Just pop it in your toaster, depending on your toaster, 2 or 3 times. This has coconut oil, salt and pepper, and this side has the beautiful apple jalapeno spread. So, so that is a really super healthy alternative to toast. And we'll see you guys Monday at 11. Thanks for hanging out. Share this and check out my Instagram and my YouTube channel. Have a really great weekend, and try and stay dry. See you Monday.